what's the best car for each couple? How do they choose which car's right for them, and how many cars that they will need?
Sure. Okay. Well, generally what we do is I ask in one of my first questions to brides is how many in your wedding party, and that will determine which car we steer them towards, obviously. The Princess is the main, like the most popular car because it's big, it's easy to get in and out of with their dress. It can seat 7 passengers plus the driver. Now we have 3 of these, so we could actually have a wedding really with 21 people in it in the one wedding with identical cars.
Oh, lovely.
So it's really good in that aspect. So we can, we can house, quite a big wedding party, and we could even have that plus the sheer line, which is George and Irene's car, and it still looks gorgeous with the 4. So we would basically, if a bride has, say, 2 bridesmaids and 2 groomsmen, then that's 6. They only need 1 car. That's where we become quite economical because they don't need to get that second car, and they don't have to share a back seat with anybody. They can still have the back seat, just the 2 of them, and we can put the bridesmaids and groomsmen in the rest of the car.
And I guess a lot of brides and grooms would like that concept of having their wedding party with them in the car rather than being separated across different cars.
They do, it's fun. They have a great time in the car, and we can play music for them, their favourite music. And
oh, lovely. So couples can choose to have their own music in the car?
Yes,
That's good to know.
And usually on the way to the church, it's a real nerve breaker is I'll play, and George and Irene put me onto this, but we play going to the chapel and you're going to get married.
Oh,
so it's really
cute.
It's sort of kitsch, but it's really fun, and the girls love it. They just all sing and
it'll definitely put them in the spirit of the day.
It does, so it's
lovely.
Nice.
And so what about, I know that in particular in January, February in the Hunter Valley it can get quite warm, so is there air conditioning in the car?
Yes, we've had all the air conditioning in the cars reconditioned, and obviously the older cars aren't as fantastic as the U-Butte, new cars these days, but it's quite comfortable in our cars then.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're all air conditioned.
Right. And are they decorated? I mean, I don't know if you'd really need that with vintage cars because that's the whole look, but if brides, I don't know, wanted ribbons of certain colours, I mean, is that a possibility as well?
Absolutely. We have the tulle in the back, and we also supply ribbons for our cars. Generally we do ivory or white matching the bride's dress, but sometimes brides would like to match their bridesmaids' dresses, and we have a whole array of colours that we can use. And look, if I don't have the colour, I'll just source it and just get the colour for them. So, and we have the red carpet obviously that we put out for them for when they get out of the car. So.
Oh, good, beautiful. And so what time do you arrive at the bride's house? So what's the best way for a bride to plan to use your cars for the day? Okay,
well what I do is I always have a lot of contact leading up to the wedding to start with, so that they feel like we're involved and interested. So I'll be in touch with them a month before the wedding, and then I'll be in touch with them the Monday before the wedding as well to say hi, let them know that we're on it, we're going to be there at X time, and they know that we're going to be there. Now, the way I work back from the ceremony, so I'll go, right, how long does it take to go from their house to the ceremony? And then I'll then get there a quarter of an hour at least before that. So they know we're there, they know we're ready to go, and then it's their choice as to when they leave.
Okay.
So I don't ever pressure them to leave on time unless they ask me to. I leave it up to them so they can then just know, all right, we're here. I go in and I say hi and we chat and everything, and they know that I'm there, and they can just say, right, okay, Ali, we're ready to go.
Because it's really funny, because some brides are really, just from my experience in the industry as well, some brides, being on time is really important to them, where other brides, they really want to be that few moments late to make sure that all their guests are inside. And
And now what I've found lately is that some brides are telling their guests that the wedding is at 2, when in fact the wedding's at 2:30.
Right.
So that they're there on time, because these days people are so impunctual. It's amazing. Like they're just,
there's always someone late running into the church.
There is. It's incredible. So I think that's sort of a good way to go. I mean, I don't know how long they'll get away with it, but
no, I've definitely heard the same thing. And with a lot of the brides that I've chatted to, it's 15 minutes before they'll try and just give people that latitude to get there. But even so, some guests might be punctual, but then there can be parking situations for some guests, so it's good to give them that little bit of time as well. So then so they've got that option to get to the church
on time or late. It's up to them.
Okay.
I usually say to the bride, look, if we leave now and we are early, we can always fill in time closer to the church by taking them for a drive around the beach or something like that, and we can just sort of like
to calm the nerves,
cruise around, calm the nerves, and then they can then arrive, because quite often we'll start to pull up at the church, and then the bride will say, no, keep going, and we go around the block a couple of times until, because someone rings and says, oh, grandma hasn't arrived or someone hasn't arrived, so we'll just do a couple of laps.
Okay. It's not the bride having second thoughts.
No.
I don't know if I can do this. Okay, and so sorry, just back to who drives your cars. So just say you do have 5 cars going out and a couple have booked a car that you can't drive that day. So who's driving that car, and will they have that same kind of contact with that person? Or?
Yes, I've got some, I have one in particular, one driver was with George and Irene, and I inherited him, John. He's gorgeous. He's got the big white mutton chops and the cap and the fob watch, and he's very good, and he's very caring of our brides and bridal parties, and I trust him, absolutely, to look after them, and I haven't had any bad feedback whatsoever from him.
And so will it be him calling on the Monday, or they'd still speak to you and he would just be there on the day?
And I'll tell them who'll be driving.
Yes.
I'll say John will be looking after you on the day, and so they know who to expect.
Okay, wonderful.